Vertical development is all about elevating our ability to make meaning of our world in more cognitively and emotionally sophisticated ways. Now, how do we go about vertically developing ourselves? Well, I think that there's three primary steps. First, we've got to believe that this is possible, and we've got a desire to vertically develop. Second, we've got to push against our meaning makers. Now, what are our meaning makers? They are our mindsets. I'll come back to this here in just a minute. And then third, we need to engage in elevated sense making. Let me give you a personal example that hopefully demonstrates these three different steps in action. So for most of my adult life, and I'll be honest, I'm ashamed to admit this, but I've seen homeless people as maybe being a drain on society. And I don't think I was overly anxious about this, but I think generally when I would see them in a negative light. Now, I've always been a person that's wanted to vertically develop. I've always tried to do that. So I feel like that's been a part of who I've been. Now, I don't think everybody's there, but that's been a part of who I've been. And I think a lot of you could probably relate to me. Now, the second thing that happened is I needed to question my meaning making. Well, for most of my adult life, I didn't have a reason to question it because I thought I was seeing these people the way that you should see them. But then in my process of learning and my own development is I came across a book by Brene Brown, which I love all of her work, but the book that I came across is her book, Rising Strong. And there was an anecdote in there that really resonated with me. And the anecdote invited me to see others as doing the best that they can. And the reason why this is so powerful to me is because Brene Brown in the book very authentically and vulnerably said that she didn't see other people as doing the best that they could. And I agreed with her when I first read that. It's like, yeah, I don't think people in general are doing the best that they can. And through the anecdote and in her book, she expressed the idea that maybe it might be better to see others as doing the best that they can. Right away, this was now pushing against my sense making. I wanted to explore this. Was there something to this? This is a different perspective than what I've had in the past. And so the next time I pulled up to a street corner and there was a homeless person standing there asking for assistance, I didn't rush to become critical of this person, wondering, why are you asking me for my hard-earned money and you're just standing there? Instead, I asked the question, is that person doing the best that he can? And immediately upon asking this question, another question popped into my head. And it was a flood of empathy that asked, what in the world has happened in your life that has led you to believe that this is the best way to live? It hit me hard that this was a better way of seeing these individuals, that surely this person has been through so much in their life that I'm not aware of, and that I feel really privileged to not maybe be exposed to the things that they've been exposed to. And I was much more inclined to want to help or assist that person. Now, after this experience and testing it out, I now believe I've arrived to a higher level of sense making. I now spend more time believing that other people are doing the best that they can. And I might say that this has been maybe the biggest shift in my vertical development in my adult life. It's changed how I see everybody, and it's changed my world. So maybe this is something that you can throw around in your mind. Are other people doing the best that they can? And continue to be on the lookout for ways to push against your meaning making so that you can develop more elevated sense making.